Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to begin by giving all praises, all honor and all glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Nakakadash. Alright, double honors, to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, to all elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers on the four corners of the earth that teach this good gospel in all sincerity and in all truth. Shalom. This is brother Iram here, back with another video here. Right? Now you're only on right. This lesson, will be on, as you see the title here, on the brother's lesson here. Right here, how BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI will give his elect the ability to fly. Alright, keep the faith. 144,000, right? So Lord is gonna give us the ability to fly, which is spiritual power. So I'm gonna play this clip here, and then we'll dive into some precepts. I just at the start it off first, right?
Isaiah 40 and 28. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. I'll read it again. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. The Lord is going to renew us like we were in the ancient world, and we were in our strength. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, meaning we're going to be able to fly. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. The Lord is going to renew our strength. Now I'm going to get another scripture. Let's go to the book of Psalms 103. Psalms 103 and 5. It says, who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles. You see that? Who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles. Didn't we read that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength? They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. In other words, in the kingdom, like I was saying before, when we went into 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, about the celestial and the terrestrial, in the kingdom, we're going to be what you call extraterrestrial. In other words, let me give you another name for it. Superman. If you ever watched the movie Superman, Superman, by the way, is an Israelite. What was his Kryptonian name? Kal-El. Kal-El, which in the Hebrew is all power. Did not he have all power? His name was Kal-El. His father's name was Jor-El. That's a Hebrew name. Jor-El, Kal-El. Those were Israelites. That whole movie is about the children of Israel. And that's the type of power that we're going to have, believe it or not. That's what that movie is all about. Kal-El, which is his Kryptonian name, that's evil. And notice he had a mantle. When you read about different prophets, especially Elijah wore a mantle, which is a cape. When Elijah took his mantle, he smoked the waters. And you go back and read about it in the history. That's Israelite God. Israelites, we had mantles, which that's a cape. But it says here, Psalms 103 and 5, who satisfieth thy mouth with good things.
We could even stop right here, but we could finish it off, but you better, let me see.
So that thy youth is renewed like the eagles.
But I was going to take very upper, the Lord is going to renew our strength. And there's a serious thing. We're gonna be able to fly and have spiritual powers. The Lord is gonna renew our strength. Right? This is a serious thing. Right? It's real. Right? The Lord is gonna renew our strength. And I done read it here already. Right?
Our strength is going to be renewed through the power of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
And that is it right here. About the whole day. The Lord is going to renew our strength. That's one in Psalms, I think. Strength of Papa. When Psalms number strength of like Psalms. So that. Everything else is. It is not supposed to be trying, man. And I the wrong thing I switch it, that's all. Salakia, I now fall into a whole different realm there, Salakia, when I realize what I search and I'll tap out because the spirits and them fight them not real hard because as I see it very late, so I sleep on myself a little bit. The spirits fight them like them demons. But I'll try my best to, stay up and do this because we had to do this lesson. Right, we have to give time for the Lord, right? There's a must. Right, so Psalms, I don't know what Psalm it is, but it is a Psalms. Alright, so I'm gonna check again. I'm still checking. Anyway, I ain't seen it, but we know the Lord is gonna renew our strength, right? And we're gonna have spiritual power, right? As you see the title, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM will give us the ability to fly. And look, we're gonna be flash too, not just flying, but we're gonna be flash as well. When you read Wisdom of Solomon 3. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7 says, and in the visitation, so like and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the suburbs. We're gonna be like flash, right? Fast, like flash. Like spiritual power the Lord and give it. Right? Read that in GNT, Thinking the DNT there is called it just wisdom. Yeah, wisdom also. Verse 7 it says, when Yahawah comes to reward the righteous, they will blaze out against the wicked like fire in dry straw. I know these two things. I see some today it's called it blaze up, and them don't even know that the scripture say this kind of thing, but in a different translation. You can blaze, it says, they'll blaze out against the wicked like fire in dry straw. Right? Spiritual power there again. Right? Lord is gonna renew our strength. And all that is, Lord is gonna renew our strength. Right? Spiritual power. Right? We'd have men who will get, spiritual power before the body, in the flesh, before the body change. Because the scripture says when the enemy shall come in like a flood, Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. I think that Isaiah 59, 19. Yeah, Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord YAHAWASHI from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. You know, when the enemy coming in like a flood, right? The Lord will find a way to escape salvation, find a way to escape, right? I could read that Isaiah 40 in the GMT. So it says Isaiah 40, so like it's 41 hour away. Isaiah 41, alright. Come to last produces. Isaiah 49, so like Isaiah 40. And 28, it says, don't you know, haven't you heard? The Lord YAHAWASHI is the everlasting God of power. He created all the world. He never grows tired or weary. No, because he's the Lord YAHAWASHI, ruler over all. No one understands his thoughts, because what the Lord see, right? Let me bring that quick precept just to back that point up real quickly. Isaiah 55. 8, it says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, say the Lord YAHAWASHI, say the Lord YAHAWASHI. So the Lord's thoughts are not our thoughts. We can't think the kind of things that the Lord thinking, right? Alright, go back here now. It says, no one understands his thoughts. He strengthens those who are weak and tired, right? Even those who are young grow weak. And the scripture say the youth go faint, right? Young people can fall exhausted, and that's very true, you know. Verse 31, it says, but those who trust in the Lord YAHAWASHI for help will find their strength renewed. They will rise on wings like eagles. So we're gonna fly. They will run and not get weary. Because now in this flesh, if we run, we'll get weary and tired. Had to stop and take breaks. They will walk and not grow weak. Right? Spiritual power. You know? And this, you know, these are the things that is going to happen. You know, we're gonna get the spiritual power from the Lord. YAHAWASHI. Right? Let me see. Oh yes, I was bringing point I was saying before, right? Have men who, you know, will be in the flesh and they will get the spiritual power before the body even changes, right? And then when the Lord come and the body change, remember the Lord had to raise up, you know, a standard. So men will be in the flesh and they will have that spiritual power, right? And then when the Lord comes, the Lord will, you know, renew their bodies. God, scripture says, flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of your house. So the Lord will renew their bodies, right? And make the boys, you know, that they could, you know, go in the chariot, right? Because what you should say, when they say corruption cannot inherit incorruption, that is incorruption, you're watching it. So corruption, because this body is corrupt and vile, cannot inherit incorruption, right? So it had to make sense. Our bodies have to be changed to enter into that chariot, and then the Lord will, you know, boom, change our bodies and we'll get a power, all power. Spiritual power from the Lord YAHAWASHI. Right, so as you see the title here, YAHAWASHI will give his elect ability to fly. You know, Lord will be a part of God's elect, that 144,000 will be able to do anything. Right? Anything. Right, so hopefully that's all this was just another short one. Hopefully it was edifying to you, Lord. Giving all praises, all honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles Daniel, of great man soon. And Shalom to the Lord's elect, Shalom, Lava Karim, and Tetis, wicked place, Shalom, Shalom to the elect.